So Tech has sent us Buckley versus Apple's 100 best albums of all time. A dose of Buckley. I don't know what a dose of Buckley is. This is my first time checking out a dose of Buckley. I'm assuming this is a person. So who is a dose of Buckley? A dose of Buckley is a Canadian that started off doing musical autopsies where he basically told everyone how shit their music was. I started following him back in 2003 or something when no one did reactions on YouTube. He had less than 1,000 subs when I found him. Basically, I think me and you and this guy could be great friends. Let me see. So 49K views. He's got a 500,000 subscribers now. That's the glory story. All right, let's check out Buckley versus Apple's 100 albums of all time. A dose of Buckley. I'm guessing he's going to talk about how Apple doesn't know shit about music based on the context here. Let's see. I don't even know what Apple's top 100 albums of all time are, so this should be fun.
230 exclusives with a new one every week when you support the...
Too sexy for Saudis. Hold up. Favorite band was Mean to Jesus. Mother of the Year, OF. Okay, I feel like I should check out more from this guy. He seems to make content that I would enjoy. Let's go.
Habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. What do BuzzFeed, Watch Mojo, and Oscar Schindler have in common?
I'm guessing
they're all famous for their lists.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm guessing that they're all on Apple's 100 list, but that wouldn't make sense because BuzzFeed was one of the references. And also, yes, you are correct, Heather.
Oh, and Oscar Schindler have in common? They're all famous for their lists. No, but people love lists. And more so, they love to hate lists. Because opinions are like assholes.
Wait, what is this? This is a top games list? Lara Croft, Mario, Agent 47, Sackboy. Hold on. I'm guessing these are characters in games. Okay, so fair enough. Link being that low and that close to Master Chief, who basically has no character. Wow, Cloud's number 16. Arthur Morgan is number 11. What the fuck? Steve is number 13. This list is dumb. This isn't even the list that we're here for, and this list is stupid.
And more so, they love to hate lists.
I hate
because
that
opinions
list.
are like assholes. And if I told you that I had a ranked list as to those particular reasons, and at number 1 I put everyone's got one, someone would debate that actually number 1 should be they all stink. And so, it's in that spirit that I tell you that Apple Music decided it needed some extra attention.
Okay, let's see what we've got right here. We've got, I'm not gonna agree with Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin in this list, I'm sure, or Beyonce. Wu-Tang and Nas. Illmatic absolutely belongs in this list, but let's go.
And released its list of the 100 best albums of all time.
Okay.
They have the balls to call it our definitive list of the greatest albums ever made. They don't call it what it actually is, which is a survey of a bunch of musicians and experts, which after I saw this list, I'd like to know who those experts were, and more importantly, who thought they were experts in the first place, so they could be dragged into the town square for the flogging they deserve.
Fair enough.
Perhaps by a woman named Molly? But that's what it is. They asked people like
Clutch reference.
Pharrell and Charlie XCX what their favorite albums were. And the result was this list. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just want to take you through some of the high...
Okay, so hold up. Number 82 is Get Rich or Die Trying. Number 80 is the Marshall Mathers LP. Number 74 is the Downward Spiral from 9 Inch Nails. So those are the only ones in this range right here that I actually like. And I will say, as far as like greatest albums of all time go, I would definitely put the Downward Spiral and the Marshall Mathers LP probably significantly higher than 70 to 80.
Highlights and lowlights, mostly lowlights, of the list. Let's just start right at the top with the album they've determined is the definitive best of all time. Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Most music critics agree this is a very good album, though I don't know that I've ever seen it at number 1 on an all-time list, which I
think it's a listenable album. I don't, what?
I'm sure is why Apple has put it at number 1 on their list, to differentiate itself from those old fogies over at Rolling Stone, who have previously ranked this album no higher than number 10. She won 5 Grammys for it. It's an album that probably inspired almost every female rap, R&B, and pop artist that...
It was catchy, but not genius by any means. It's not genius.
It's an album that probably inspired almost every female rap, R&B, and pop artist that came after it, including Dua Lipa, who provides this quote.
I mean, what would the world be without Dua Lipa?
Every time you hear it, it feels like the first time, and it touches you in a different way, and meets you at a different point in your life. And as you know, if it's good enough for Dua, it's good enough for me. But maybe now is a good time to ask the question, what
is Promise Pork Soda number 2?
Makes a great album? Not what's an album that has a few really great songs on it. The entire album is being judged as a whole. It should be something that stood the test of time, to get that cliche out of the way.
I was about to give them some points, honestly, if Pork Soda was this high.
As a whole. It should be something that stood the test of time, to get that cliche out of the way. It should be something that
That's true, I agree.
Practically insists that you listen to it in full. That you
That's right. Where's the Eminem show on this list? Does he talk about it?
Feel like you're missing something by skipping songs or playing them in some random order.
True.
It should be something that, when it was released, felt new, like no one but them could have created it, and that every musician wishes they'd created, and that every new musician will spend their career trying to replicate. And when ranking those, you have to ask, did X do that better than Y? And I don't think Apple, or any of these musicians, or X do that.
Master of Puppets was better than Straight Outta Compton? And lower than Is This It or Dummy? I don't know Dummy. I know Is This It, and y'all know my feelings about Metallica, so I'm gonna be biased there.
That better than Y? And I don't think Apple, or any of these musicians or experts, really asked any of those questions. Because if they did, we wouldn't see things like Taylor Swift's 1989, specifically listing Taylor's version, not the original.
That's like 2 years old, right?
Her re-recording from last year, ranked at number 18, with Pet Sounds ranked at number 20. The Beach Boys' 11th album is often considered one of the greatest fucking arrangements of music ever pressed to vinyl. A musically and lyrically complex masterpiece of introspective songs that potentially changed music in the late 1960s, revolutionized how music was produced at that time, and it's beaten by the CD that had Shake It Off and Bad Blood on it.
But maybe now we got Bad Blood.
An album that we have no idea
shit's retarded.
What its cultural impact will be beyond helping a bunch of sad teen girls feel better about their breakups.
Oh, I like that we have the lyric up here. And the player's gonna play, and the hater's gonna hate. But we don't continue to, I'm just gonna shake it off. Shake it off.
It's too new to have inspired any musicians, maybe Olivia Rodrigo, which I would argue is another tick in the negative column for it. If you were going to make an argument that any Taylor album should be on the list, perhaps it would be the Taylor's version of Fearless, her first re-recording, giving the middle finger to Scooter Braun, who refused to sell her back her own library of songs, setting a precedent that musicians can take their own work back. Until the
I like it. I like the justification. I feel it. Low on the list, but I feel it.
The record labels all put in clauses in every new artist's contract that said they can't do that. But 1989 has no cultural significance. It's a popular album full of saccharine, boys are mean, but I love them anyway songs. It's ranked higher than Dr. Dre's The Chronic, the album that
boo this list! What?
Launched Snoop's career and changed the direction of rap in the 90s. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, perhaps one of the most celebrated psychedelic albums of all time. The Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique, which I would have put License to Ill on the list, but whatever. Still an album that showcased what could be done with sampling in the late 80s.
I just really want to look at this list. Like, I get it. Man's bringing up some good points. I really want to look at the whole list.
9 Inch Nails' The Downward Spiral, which brought industrial rock to the mainstream. Hell, they've even...
And also, Trent Reznor let you know that he wanted to fuck you like an animal.
Ranked more influential or more critically acclaimed pop albums lower. They put Lord's Pure Heroin, the album that kicked off the anti-pop movement, at number 96, and Lady Gaga's The Fame Monster at number 89. This is the best
Objectively a better album than anything that Taylor Swift ever made, but go on.
albums list, and it doesn't include a single album by The Who, a band who basically revolutionized the concept album. It also doesn't include Pink Floyd's The Wall, which I would
That's crazy.
also put in that category. It should be noted that Rolling Stone put 1989 at number 393 on its list of the greatest albums, above Motorhead's extremely influential British steel classic Ace of Spades. You what, mate? The rest of Apple's top 10 looks like this. Michael Jackson's Thriller at number 2.
Okay. Top 15 consideration, yes. Number 2 album of all time? I don't know.
It's an insane album without a single skip or piss break. It's so good, it almost makes you forget the old joke about him and Kmart both having boys' underwear half off.
No, it's a great album, but number 2, I'm not mad at it. I wouldn't put it at number 2 of all time.
The Beatles' Abbey Road at number 3.
Again, the fact that I'm not a fan of the Beatles kind of leads me to say that that should be lower, but I don't disagree about the impact that it had on music, so yeah.
Of course. Prince's Purple Rain at number 4. Frank
Unpopular opinion, I would put Purple Rain ahead of Thriller, though.
Ocean's Blonde at number 5. Huh? Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life at number 6. Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City at number 7.
Hold on, the first hip-hop album on the list is Kendrick? Okay.
A lot of people are wondering why it outranks To Pimp a Butterfly. Amy Winehouse's Back to Black at number 8. Want to be mad at me? I think Amy is overrated, and if she had lived, no one would care about this album.
True.
There, I said it. Number 9 is Nirvana's Nevermind.
Again, it deserves top 15. Would I put it there? No. And I don't think it deserves top 15 because it does anything exceptionally amazing. But Nirvana was a cultural fucking phenomenon, and there's no way to deny that.
Want to be mad at me? What I just said about Amy? Swap her name for Kurt's. And Beyonce's Lemonade rounds out the top 10.
No.
Radiohead fans will be annoyed that OK Computer was number 12. And Rolling Stone's choice for the greatest album of all time, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, is number 17.
What's going
That's
on?
right. It's just slightly better than Taylor Swift, according to Apple. And not as good as Adele's
I did the wrong song, I know.
21, which ranked above it at number 15. Again, this is the definitive list, says Apple.
Yeah, I don't like that list.
No. This is rage bait and a cry for attention.
BAFTA's list of the most iconic video game characters. Iconic, most well-known, and perhaps most important to the medium. See, I don't get Lara Croft being number 1. Mario at number 2 is probably fair. I would honestly probably put Mario at number 1 if we're taking an iconic, impactful, so on and so forth. Mario at 1 or 2 is reasonable. Agent 47 at 3 is weird to me because I feel like there are a lot of people who don't even know who that guy is. Sonic at number 4. Sonic's top 5, but Pac-Man's number 6, and Pac-Man is easily top 5 as well. Sackboy, no. Link at number 7, I would say Link has to be top 5 as well. Master Chief at number 8, probably fair, he's top 10. Kratos, I don't feel like should be top 10. Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3, I think in the future, Shadowheart will be a top tier character, well, mostly for memes though, so maybe not even. Definitely not top 10. Arthur Morgan to me is top 10 worthy, but I don't know if you look at the entirety of video game characters if he makes number 11 really. Pikachu, fine, I guess, but Pikachu's not really top tier for a game. Steve from Minecraft is number 13, which is just dumb, and they didn't even put a question mark after his name. Not everybody even knows his name is Steve. Solid Snake at number 14 is probably fair. Top 15 consideration is right. Crash from Crash Bandicoot, number 15, fine. Cloud at number 16 is weird. So Final Fantasy VII is one of the greatest games of all time. Cloud is one of the greatest characters of all time. I would consider Cloud to be top 10 easy. Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3 is just fucking laughable. And then Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza. No, not number 18. This list is silly.
This is like BAFTA's list of the most iconic video game characters of all time, putting Lara Croft over Mario. Or Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3, I can hear you saying, who? Through your computer, over Solid Goddamn Snake. You get people angry, you get people talking. When they announced the Taylor entry on Twitter, where they did all the entries at first, it got 32 million views, 67,000 likes, 6,000 comments. Compare that to any of their regular posts, like this one about Black Music Month and jazz that got less than 200 likes, or an interview with Lenny Kravitz that got 500 likes. Enrage 'em and engage 'em. But when you do this, you run the risk of damaging your credibility. Apple, you're a music service. Well, you primarily sell shitty phones and dumb headgear to sycophants, but you're also a music service. When you show everyone that you don't really know anything about music, people go, wait.
Hold on, Tupac, All Eyes on Me is number 62? Number 62? Below Drake with Take Care at number 47.
Wait, is this what they think is the best? Is this what they're gonna push to me when I use their service? Oh, no thank you. You know what makes this list even funnier? Apple basically revolutionized the idea of not buying albums. iTunes changed the game in the late 2000s and early 2010s, completely crippling album sales. Why would I pay $20 for one song I like and a bunch of stuff I don't care about when I can just buy that one song I want for 99 cents? And then Spotify came along and said, why buy any music when you could just listen to every single song in the world for $10 a month or free with ads? And now, Spotify has 239 million paid subscribers. Apple Music has nearly 3 times fewer at 88 million. And that's what this whole list is about. A, desperately shouting for someone to notice them like a drowning kid at the public pool, and B, a very thinly veiled promotion to sell subscriptions. Oh, so conveniently, there's a link to Listen on Apple Music at the top and bottom of every entry. But iTunes and Apple Music aren't the music services anymore. They used to be. They used to be the Kleenex of online music. Now, Spotify is the Kleenex, and Apple Music runs the risk of being the puddle of jizz that Kleenex is mopping up.
I mean, that feels really accurate.
How's that for definitive?
I haven't watched this guy's videos before. Again, from the intro, I realized that I should. But slow clap. Because my man's not wrong. That list is retarded. Hold on. I need to see Apple's 100 greatest. Like, I just need to see the full list. We're ignoring people who revolutionized music, changed everything about music for the sake of Lauryn Hill and Taylor Swift. That list is mind-blowing to me. Even the albums that I own, which are on that list, I look at and I'm like, there's no way this has the spot that it's occupying right here. Like, it's just not accurate. That blows my mind. Alright guys, it's AlphaTyler, and I'm just letting you know that video that you just watched was probably recorded during one of my live streams. If you guys aren't already looking out, we live on Twitch almost every day, so make sure that you guys are following over there if you use Twitch. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe, follow, and don't forget to check me out over on social media, wherever I be on the internet, doing whatever things I be doing on the internet. But y'all be blessed. I appreciate you. Much love. I hope that you are staying safe, taking care of yourselves. I'm gonna catch you guys next time.
Killing this mess, whole team stay grabbing them checks, slaying the best, and don't forget about all of them affiliated threats, menacing true mob, United Saints, and all the rest. Last time that I checked, it was my chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked,